My child, stop what you're doing and listen. There is something I need you to hear right now. You've been walking through days heavy with questions, brushing past moments that seemed small but weren't. You've prayed for clarity, for confirmation, for a sign, and I have been sending it again and again. This is a sign you were meant to see. Don't ignore it. I'm speaking through what you've overlooked, through the whispers that won't leave you, through the patterns you keep calling coincidence. Pay attention now, beloved, for this is not just another message. It is your divine interruption, a sacred unveiling meant to change your direction before the moment passes. You have felt it, haven't you? That quiet stirring inside you, the unease that will not rest, the thought that will not fade, the gentle tug on your heart when the world grows still. That is me. Before the storm ever reaches your life, I always whisper first. I never move in chaos without first inviting you into my calm. You may have mistaken that nudge for emotion, that inner restlessness for confusion, but it was I who was speaking, softly, in the spaces where only your soul can hear. You keep asking me to speak loudly, to send signs that shake the ground, but I do not always thunder. Sometimes I come as a whisper, because I want your attention, not your fear. You see, my child, I have been near you in moments you thought were ordinary. When your heart suddenly grew still in the middle of your routine, that was me standing close, watching, waiting for you to notice. I do not shout over the noise you choose to keep. I lower my voice so you must come closer to hear. You often wonder why I don't speak as you expect, but I do speak. It's just that my language is stillness. I speak through longing, through restlessness, through the gentle ache that says there must be more. Those whispers are not confusion. They are your invitation into revelation. I know how easily your attention drifts. You are surrounded by noise, by the constant pull of a world that keeps shouting what matters most. But I am not found in the noise. I dwell in the quiet corners of your being, in the moments you dare to stop striving. I whisper because I love you too deeply to force you. I wait because I long for your willing heart to turn toward me, not out of fear, but desire. Every whisper is a seed of destiny, planted long before you understood its purpose. When you sense that quiet stirring again, do not dismiss it. That is not anxiety. That is not coincidence. That is your spirit recognizing the voice that created it. My whisper comes before the storm not to warn you of danger, but to prepare you for glory. I am aligning the winds of your life to carry you into something greater than you can yet see. But first, I must draw you close to remind you that storms are not punishment. They are positioning. And those whispers you keep ignoring, they are the compass that will guide you safely through what's coming. So listen, beloved. Before the winds rise, before the waves swell, before the world begins to shift, come closer. I am speaking now, and I am asking you to hear me before the storm ever breaks. For if you will listen to my whisper now, you will never have to fear my thunder later. You call it coincidence, but I call it my orchestration. You thought that day was just another passing moment, another routine filled with familiar faces and predictable steps. But I was there, weaving eternity into what you assumed was ordinary. When you bumped into that person unexpectedly, when the phone rang at that exact second, when a thought crossed your mind out of nowhere, those were not random happenings. I am the God who paints meaning onto the smallest brushstrokes of your life. I plant purpose in the details you overlook. Every encounter, every delay, every red light that makes you pause longer than you planned, I am behind them all. You pray for signs, and then you walk right past them because they do not look supernatural enough. But I am not limited to the spectacular. I dwell in the subtle. I write my messages on the canvas of your everyday life. Do you remember that moment when a stranger's words seemed to pierce through your heart, though they had no idea what you'd been praying about? That was me, answering before you finished asking. I orchestrated that moment long before your need arose. I do not need lightning in the sky to show you my hand. Sometimes, I hide my wonders behind the curtain of the mundane so that only those who walk closely with me will recognize them. You see, when you train your eyes to notice my fingerprints, your whole world becomes sacred ground. You will begin to see me in the laughter of a child, in the pause between your tears, in the quiet kindness of a friend. That's how I moved, softly, precisely, meaningfully. You often ask for direction, yet when I place you in divine intersections, you call them coincidences. Child, nothing in your life happens by chance when you walk with me. Every step, every word, every silence carries a piece of your unfolding destiny. I align people and moments not to fill your schedule but to shape your spirit. When you realize this, your awareness becomes worship. You stop rushing through life, and you start recognizing me in it. I am there in the ordinary, waiting for you to see the extraordinary hidden beneath it. That heaviness you carry, it's not without purpose. You've tried to push it away, to bury it beneath distractions and busyness, but it always returns, doesn't it? That ache inside you is not a punishment. It's a summons. It is me, pressing on your heart because I need your attention. The burden you can't explain is often the birthplace of divine awakening. When you feel the weight that words can't describe, it's because your spirit is sensing something your mind hasn't yet caught up to. I allow that tension not to break you, but to call you deeper, to bring you back to the place where your soul and mind meet in truth. You see, you've mistaken the weight for worry, but it's really my whisper in a heavier tone. Sometimes, when gentle nudges don't move you, I must place a holy discomfort within you. You try to fill it with noise, to soothe it with temporary fixes, but it lingers. It lingers because I am calling you to return, to the prayer life you abandoned, to the dreams you stopped believing in, to the purpose you've buried beneath fear. The weight is not your enemy. It's your signal. Every sigh, every tear, every sleepless night is a conversation I am trying to start. Do not run from it. Let it lead you back to me. When your heart feels heavy, come and rest it in my hands. There you will find that what you thought was pressure was actually preparation. I am reshaping you under that weight, molding your strength, refining your faith. The burden is not meant to destroy you. It's designed to deepen you. The moment you stop resisting it and start listening through it, the weight will become revelation. You were so sure that door was meant for you, weren't you? You prayed, you planned, you pushed, but it didn't open. You stood there knocking until your knuckles were sore, and when it stayed shut, you felt abandoned. But I was the one who closed it. I watched you cry and question, not because I didn't care, but because I knew what was behind that door. You thought I was withholding something good. I was shielding you from something that would have broken you. Every closed door in your life is a mercy you don't yet understand. You call it rejection, but in heaven's language, it's redirection. You see, I close doors not to deny you, but to define you. There are places you cannot enter because your destiny will fit there. I shut opportunities that would have kept you small, relationships that would have distracted you, plans that would have stolen your peace. And though it hurts when something ends abruptly, I need you to trust that I see the whole map when you only see a moment. I am not closing something to leave you stranded. I am guiding you to a better path you cannot yet see. Do you know why I sometimes let you reach the door before I close it? Because I need you to learn how to trust me even when it doesn't make sense. I need you to know that my no carries as much love as my yes. That closed door was my hand, not my absence. I block the path not to stop your journey, but to save your soul. And when the right door opens, and it will, you will see why every other one had to close. You'll see that my protection often wears the disguise of disappointment. And when you do, you'll thank me for the doors that never opened. You thought I hadn't forgotten you, didn't you? You prayed, you believed it, you waited, and still, nothing seemed to move. You counted the days, the months, the years, and your hope began to fade beneath the weight of waiting. But hear me now, child. Delay is not denial. When I hold something back, I am not withholding love, I am deepening trust. I know you wanted it quickly, but if I gave it before your heart was ready, what was meant to bless you could have broken you. I am never late. Every delay has purpose wrapped within it, even when it feels like silence. You see, faith is not proven in the moments when everything aligns. It is proven when everything pauses, when the promise looks distant and you still choose to believe I am good. I know the waiting hurts. It stretches your faith, tests your endurance, and tempts you to doubt. You ask, why not now, Lord? But if you could see what I see, you would understand why now is too soon. I am not only preparing your blessing, I am preparing you for it. I am teaching you patience, molding your discernment, anchoring your trust in me instead of in outcomes. Because if your peace depends on timing, it will shatter with every delay. But if your peace depends on me, it will stand even in the waiting. The delay is your classroom. It is where I train your heart to walk by faith and not by sight. Every unanswered prayer, every quiet season, every time you felt I was still, it was never wasted. Behind the silence, I have been aligning people, shaping moments, and positioning opportunities that you cannot yet see. The waiting is not punishment, it's precision. I know exactly when to move, and when I do, everything will make sense in an instant. So don't give up in the waiting. Trust that what I've promised still stands. You're not forgotten, you're being fortified. Do you remember that moment when someone said something that pierced your heart, though they had no idea what you were carrying? It wasn't random. That was me. I use voices you don't expect to remind you I am near. Sometimes I speak through the preacher's sermon, sometimes through the kindness of a cashier, sometimes through a single sentence from someone who knows nothing of your pain. You call them strangers, but they are my messengers in disguise. I send them into your path at precise moments, when your hope flickers, when your faith grows tired, so that you will know you are seen. You may not hear my voice from the heavens, but I speak through human vessels, through ordinary lips that carry eternal echoes. You see, I am never limited in how I reach you. I can take a broken person and use them to deliver healing words. I can take a brief encounter and turn it into confirmation of everything you've prayed for. Every time your spirit leaps because of something someone said, that's my signature. I orchestrate conversations before you even realize you'll need them. You think you stumbled upon encouragement, but you were divinely scheduled to receive it. I send reminders wrapped in humanity so you never forget that my presence is closer than you imagine. So the next time a stranger's words move your soul, don't dismiss it as coincidence. I am the one behind it. I will use anyone, anywhere, to reach you. The voice that comforts you unexpectedly, the text that arrives at the perfect moment, the word that feels like it was written just for you. All of it is me whispering, I still see you. I still have you. My voice is everywhere if your heart will listen. You've asked me why the storm hasn't stopped. You've cried for peace, for calm, for relief, and yet the winds keep howling. You've wondered if I'm even in the boat with you. But listen closely, child. I never left. The storm isn't proof of my absence. It's the stage for my power. I allow the waves not to drown you, but to reveal me in a way calm waters never could. You see, when everything is steady, you rely on yourself. But when the storm rises, you learn to cling to me. Every gust of wind, every crashing wave, every sleepless night, it's all shaping your faith to trust me beyond what you can see. Do not be afraid of the storm's fury. It is under my command. I set its limits. It cannot destroy what I have destined. I know it's hard to breathe when everything around you is shaking, but the shaking is not your end. It's your awakening. The storm uncovers what you built on sand, so that I can rebuild you on the rock. I am not punishing you. I am purifying you. I am teaching you that peace is not found in the absence of storms, but in the presence of my voice. You've cried, Lord, don't you care that I'm perishing? And I say to you now, peace be still. Not just to the winds outside, but to the fears within you. You will not sink, you will rise. For I am in your boat, and no storm can overturn a vessel that carries my presence. This storm will end, but when it does, you will not be the same. You will know me not just as the God who calms storms, but as the one who walks through them with you. It surprised you, didn't it? That sudden flash of a memory, something you hadn't thought of in years, surfacing in your mind out of nowhere. You felt it stir emotions you thought had long been buried. You wondered why it appeared, why that particular moment came back with such vivid force. That was me. I brought it back, not to torment you, but to remind you. I am the keeper of your story, the one who holds every chapter in my hands. When I awaken a memory, it is never random, it is revelation. I bring back what you need to remember in order to see how far you've come, and to recognize that I was there all along. You thought you walked through that pain alone, but I was standing beside you, weeping when you wept, holding you when you broke. I bring those moments to the surface not to reopen wounds, but to heal them properly, to show you that even then, when everything seemed dark, my light was quietly working through the cracks. Sometimes, I remind you of old victories too, the ones you've forgotten in your struggle. I bring them back so that faith can rise again. You see, memory is one of my greatest tools for awakening trust. When you recall how I came through before, you'll stop fearing that I won't come through again. I remind you of the nights when you thought it was over, and yet morning still came. I bring back the faces, the places, the words that shaped you, not to make you nostalgic, but to help you understand that nothing in your life has been wasted. Even your broken chapters have purpose. Every tear shed in those memories watered the seeds of strength that are now growing within you. Do not run from what I bring back to your mind. Sit with it and let me speak through it. Sometimes healing begins when you stop trying to forget and start allowing me to redeem. I am the God of your past as much as your future, and I use remembrance to realign your heart with gratitude. So when an old memory rises, don't say, "Why this again?" Instead, ask, "Lord, what are you showing me through this?" For often, I bring it not to remind you of your pain, but of my presence in it. It's stirring inside you, the feeling that you can't stay where you are, even though everything seems fine. That's me moving in your spirit. You've tried to silence it, to convince yourself you're content, but deep down, you know there's more. That restlessness is my holy nudge, pushing you toward purpose. I will not let you settle for comfort when I've called you to greatness. I disturb your peace not to bring anxiety, but to awaken destiny. You keep asking, "Lord, why can't I just be satisfied here?" Because you were not made to stay here. You've outgrown this season. and your spirit knows it before your mind accepts it. I know you want stability, something that feels safe and familiar. But comfort can become captivity when it keeps you from where I'm leading. The restlessness you feel is my signal that it's time to move, time to stretch your faith, to leave behind what's convenient, and to step into what's divine. You see, I cannot reveal new glory in old places. The call on your life requires motion, and sometimes I must make your current surroundings uncomfortable so you will finally rise. That frustration, that holy discontent, is not punishment, it's propulsion. I am stirring the waters beneath you so that you will not sink into stagnation. You may not see where I'm leading, but I promise the next place I take you will make sense of the shaking. The unease you feel now will become gratitude later when you realize I had to disturb your stillness to save your spirit from settling. So don't ignore the restlessness. Lean into it. It's me calling you to higher ground. Every step of obedience you take in response to that stirring moves you closer to the version of yourself I always saw when I created you. You think I forgot, but I did. Long before this season, long before the storm, long before the ache, you prayed a prayer, and I heard it. You may not even remember it now, but I do. I have been weaving its answer quietly, piece by piece, through the tapestry of your days. You thought time had buried it, that it was lost in the silence, but nothing you've ever whispered to me has vanished. Every tear, every sigh, every unspoken desire has been written into my plan for you. I don't forget prayers. I fulfill them in ways you don't yet understand. Sometimes I must hold them back until your heart is ready to handle their weight. You asked me to make you stronger, so I gave you challenges. You asked for deeper faith, so I allowed you to walk through seasons where I seemed silent. You asked to be used mightily, so I took you through refining fires. You thought I wasn't answering, but I was shaping the answer inside you. My timing is not neglect, it is nurture. I wait until the soil of your life is ready for what you once asked for. And now, as the pieces align, you'll begin to recognize my fingerprints all over the very things you once thought were random. Child, I never forget what you've entrusted to me. Even the prayers you've stopped believing for still live in my heart. A delay was not abandonment, it was alignment. And now, as I begin to unfold the answers, remember this: I didn't just prepare the blessing, I prepared you to receive it. What's coming isn't sudden, it's sacred, a fulfillment long in the making. So lift your head and look again, for the prayers you forgot are about to remember you. You called it loss, but I called it alignment. When certain people left your life, you thought I was taking something precious away from you, but in truth, I was removing what was blinding you. I heard the cries you whispered into your pillow, asking why it had to end, why they had to go, why something that once felt so right suddenly unraveled. But I saw what you couldn't. I saw how their presence began to drown out my voice, how their influence shaped your thoughts more than my truth did. I saw the way you began to depend on them for the comfort only I could give. So, with mercy wrapped in pain, I began to separate. It was not rejection, it was redirection. I never remove without a reason, and I never take without preparing to restore. The loneliness you felt was never meant to break you. It was meant to reveal that I am still enough. When I take someone out of your life, I am not being cruel. I am creating clarity. There are seasons when you cannot see me clearly because your focus has been consumed by who you surrounded yourself with. Sometimes, the very people you thought were holding you together were actually holding you back. I allowed their departure not to leave you empty, but to make room for my presence to dwell deeper in you. You see, I know when relationships have reached their purpose. I know when their season is over. Yet, I also know that your heart struggles to let go, so I step in to do what you will not. I close doors, shift hearts, and move circumstances to protect you from staying bound to what can no longer grow with you. You have mourned the absence of people, unaware that I was making space for peace. I will always remove who cannot go where I am taking you next. And though it hurts, I promise, every departure has direction. One day, you will look back and thank me for the people who walked away, because you will see how their exit led you to me. You will realize that I never took them to leave you alone. I took them so you could finally see that you were never alone to begin with. You've been asking me for a sign, haven't you? A clear confirmation that you're on the right path, that what you feel stirring inside you is truly from me. You've waited for flashing lights, for thunder in the sky, for miracles that would erase all doubt, but my signs rarely come in the way you expect. They come softly, consistently, woven through the fabric of your days. I've been sending them all along, through scriptures that repeat themselves, through the peace that floods your heart when you take a certain step, through the unease that rises when you drift from my will. I speak in patterns, in echoes, in small confirmations that seem coincidental but are divinely precise. You keep waiting for something spectacular, but I've been showing you something sacred. Child, open your eyes. Look at the alignment around you. The doors that opened easily while others refused to budge. The timing that feels too perfect to explain. The words that find you right when you need them. That's not random. That's me. My signs are not meant to impress you. They are meant to lead you. I give them not to entertain your curiosity, but to direct your destiny. Yet so often, you overlook them because you're searching for something grand instead of something genuine. You want the dramatic, but I am revealing myself in the details. My signs don't always come as answers, and sometimes they come as peace. Sometimes as a persistent thought that won't leave you, or as a door that closes no matter how hard you try to open it. They are the compass of your spirit, drawing you toward what I've already prepared. The key is not to keep asking for signs, it's to start recognizing the ones already around you. Because the moment you truly pay attention, you'll see that I've been speaking all along, in whispers, in timing, in divine interruptions. You haven't missed my sign. You've been walking in it. You've seen enough signs. You felt my whisper. You've heard my call echoing through every season, every silence, every stirring inside you. Now, I am asking you to respond. Do not wait for perfect conditions. They will never come. The time is now. You keep saying you're waiting on me, but in truth, I've been waiting on you. The moment you take that step of faith, the moment you decide to trust what I've been showing you, the path will begin to unfold beneath your feet. Faith is not about seeing the whole road. It's about trusting the one who walks beside you. You fear making the wrong move, but I am not fragile, and neither is my plan for you. If you step in faith, even if you stumble, I will guide your steps. I will turn missteps into lessons and hesitation into strength. I am not looking for perfection. I'm looking for surrender. You've been praying for change while clinging to what I've been asking you to release. Let go now. Leave behind the fear, the doubt, the comfort of what's familiar. The sign you've been asking for is this very moment. The pull in your heart, the confirmation in your spirit, the words you are hearing right now. Do not ignore it, child. Every delay beyond this point risks missing the season I've prepared for you. I am not calling you to move recklessly, but obediently. Step forward, even if your voice trembles, even if your knees shake. For on the other side of obedience is everything you've been praying for: peace, purpose, and the unfolding of promises long delayed. You've waited for me to move, but I'm waiting for you to believe. The time is not tomorrow, it is now. Respond to me, and you will see that every sign, every whisper, every moment of pain was leading you right here, to the doorway of your next miracle. Amen.